Welcome back to Tough Men of Faith. RT Stringer's here with me today. RT?
I'm here. Do you smell that in here?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what that is?
Do I smell that? That's great. You know, I lost my sense of smell like 8 months ago, right?
Oh, man,
Hasn't
I
came
forgot.
back.
It smells so good in here. I wish you could smell. I just got a half a cow.
I can see that you made brisket.
I made some brisket.
You shared it with producer Blake. I didn't get a piece. I can't smell it, but it does look delicious.
It was good.
Good.
It's good. I've never made brisket before.
Nice.
Blake just gave a thumbs up, so must be good.
Aren't Texans known for their brisket or something?
Yeah. I guess there's a Texas way and another way to cook it. And
Oh, you did it the other way?
I did it the Texas way.
Okay. I got a friend from Texas. We're going to have him try it sometime.
We can do that.
Yeah. All right,
I
cool.
got another one sitting in the freezer and
Sweet.
along with like 300 pounds of hamburger, so.
Yeah, right. It's crazy when you get a cow.
It is.
How much hamburger you get.
It is. I took my truck out there and filled up the truck bed. And
Yeah.
It's like I need a bigger deep freezer. So
I think I warned you about that.
you did.
Yeah.
I was shocked at how much it was. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we have that going on. Anything else?
No, not really.
All right. Have a good week.
Great week. Finally got to do drywall again.
Yeah.
It's like the part that I've missed about my job for the last, I don't know, while.
Yeah.
So
It's crazy how you have a job that you like doing certain things, but then you find yourself like doing paperwork or the part you don't like.
Yeah, you find
sometimes.
yourself doing more management stuff, and that's not why you took on the job in the first place.
Yeah. It's almost like there's a time for management stuff and a time to hang drywall.
Look at you going right back into Ecclesiastes.
So we're jumping in. We're in the middle of this is week 3 of our series, looking Ecclesiastes chapter 3, right?
Yep.
Looking at 8 verses and
Yeah, I think we're doing what, verses 5 and 6 today?
5 and 6. So yeah, the last two have been fun. I've learned a lot working through it. And
Yeah.
are you pulling up your Bible over there?
Yeah, I got it.
You got it. You want to read verse 5 and 6? So
Yeah, let's do verses 5 and 6.
Okay.
A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to seek, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away.
Yeah. So I've been thinking about these verses today, and
Yeah, we kind of tried to break it down a little bit last night. You know,
by we, not you and I, we.
No, me and the wife.
You and the wife.
I was trying to go to sleep. She was trying not to let me go to sleep.
Yeah.
So she just broke out the Bible and laid in bed with me. So
That's
right.
okay.
No, hey, look, clean it up. It's not like that. She didn't get all biblical on me, okay?
This wasn't a Song of Solomon.
This was not a Song of Solomon. But,
So you're falling asleep. She says, honey, do you want to have a Bible study?
yeah, right.
Okay.
Yep.
Then you woke up, and then you saw she actually had her Bible out.
Yeah,
Okay.
she had fully clothed and had her Bible out.
Okay.
So, you know,
So you guys started talking. What'd you guys learn during your Bible study?
well,
Because you go to bed like at 7:30 or something stupid,
I'm
right?
not that old,
Okay.
but yeah, try to get my 12 hours in.
Yeah.
So I was reading through it. I was looking at verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones. And she said, well, what do you think that means?
Mm-hmm.
And like, I don't know. You know, there's a time to cast stones at someone you don't like. There's a time to gather stones for casting them at someone.
Yeah, getting ready.
And I'm thinking of like loading and reloading. She told me I was wrong. She said, well, think about the time that this was written. She said, you know, this is a time of people putting in small gardens, maybe a vineyard. And then she brought up Rachel's vineyard.
Yeah.
You remember that?
When you planted some grapes and
Yeah, I planted some grapes because I was like, this was part of my COVID plan when COVID first became a big thing. I decided if the whole world shut down, Nick's going to be able to make wine.
for communion here at church.
Yeah, you know, for, yes. Yeah, for communal use. Anyway,
Yeah, I
it didn't
remember
work
that.
out so well. We sold the house, sold the grapevines with the house. I don't even think the new owners keep it up, but not my
Yeah.
department. Not my business anymore. So anyway, but she said, you know, why would you want to cast away stones, you know, in your field and so things can grow? There's a time to gather stones to where, like, you know, you can build a fence or build a wall, kind of keep people and things out of your field.
Yeah.
So I don't know, just looking at different ways last night of how to look at that verse. You got anything for that?
You know, this isn't what you want to hear from your pastor, but
Okay.
that's just a tough verse to interpret. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think we really know what's being said there fully. Like, even if you read like some Bible scholars and things, some thinks that maybe they're casting stones into a field to stop others from planting there.
Oh, yeah.
You know, like if you conquer an area,
Kind of
you throw
like
stones
going
in the
back to
field.
what I thought.
Yeah, kind of.
You know,
or
you're not
like
really throwing them at someone. You're
right.
Just,
And then if someone leaves, maybe you're taking the stones out of the field. So there's several different thoughts there.
yeah.
But I think it's just overall the theme we're seeing in Ecclesiastes 3 is that, hey, there's a season for everything.
Yeah.
So that's what we see there. So, yeah. Then it rolls right into a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing.
I think this is a COVID thing. We have to quit hugging and shaking hands because of COVID.
Is that what it is?
That's
so
what
it's
it
a time
is.
to refrain from embracing right now.
Yep. So don't embrace me.
Yeah. I didn't know how that played into your Bible study last night.
Oh,
Time to embrace.
there was some embracing.
Okay.
know.
Yeah. Got it.
Yeah.
Did you guys write down anything about that one?
There was no time for writing down anything.
Okay. So, anything else on verse 5?
I think we're gonna move past that
Let's
one.
move past it.
That
A time to seek? Was that? Never mind. And a time to
You don't wanna
lose.
go down that
No,
road either?
No. A time to seek and a time to lose. Any thoughts?
Nope.
Okay. We're going to spend most of our time on this last one, I think.
A time to keep and a time to cast away.
Yeah. Which I think that's where we'll spend the bulk of this time looking at what that looks like.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we kind of broke it down a little bit last night. We actually were kind of thinking about friendships.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it seems like friendships come and go in life, and there's just a season for friendships. And sometimes you're there to help somebody through a season, and sometimes they're there to help you through a season. And that's kind of where we went to with it last night.
Yeah.
Is just there's a time to keep and a time to cast away. You know, and the way that we were thinking about it anyway is, you know, friendships is sometimes there's a need and there's a time to keep and hold on to certain people and a time to let those people go as well.
yeah.
But I think it's kind of that way with anything. It doesn't have to be friendships. It could be jobs. It could be, you know, hobbies. It could be anything. I mean, there's just a season for all things in life.
Yeah, on the friendships, I agree that God uses friends at certain seasons. I do
Yeah.
find myself as I'm getting older is like one of my goals in life now is to not lose any more friends.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh, mine's not to make any more.
to not make any more.
I keep thinking about all the weddings and funerals I got to
Well-
go to.
That's true, but
How many boxes do I really want to carry? Just kidding. Go ahead.
boy, it's a rough day.
Right.
I think part of what we see here in Ecclesiastes, a time to keep, a time to cast away, is talking about material things as well.
Yeah.
I really think that's something the author here is trying to get across is like there's a time for gathering stuff, but really like we don't hold on to stuff.
Yeah.
Which as Americans we do.
Yeah. We kind of hoard, don't we?
We do. I think we find that out when we go to move, right?
Yeah.
So you've moved recently.
Yeah. I recently moved. You recently moved.
I did. I couldn't believe how much stuff I have.
It's crazy, isn't it? How
Yeah.
much just crap you accumulate.
Mm-hmm. And then if you try to go get, like, this the way we were moving, we need to get a storage shed for about a month.
Yeah.
Because we sold our house, need to buy another house. Storage sheds are all filled up.
Right.
You see them building, at least in Indianapolis, they're building them everywhere. And I always thought, why do they keep building all these storage units?
Because
I
they're
checked
used.
with 3 of them and they were full.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yep. Yeah, they can almost name their price.
They
and,
can.
They will be full. I mean, what a great business.
Yeah. And it's
know.
just stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that you're never going to.
It's just stuff.
Use
It's just crap that people are stuffing inside their 10 by 10 box that they rent, and that's it. It sits there until they either get tired of paying on it,
Yeah.
or
Let me show you. Let me share some stats with you.
What
I
you
read
got?
today about keeping stuff 'cause that's where I really see this verse going.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
material things. A third of all Americans keep something in their house that doesn't work. They just don't want to get rid of it.
really,
Do you have anything in your house that doesn't work? You know it's probably never going to work, but you hold on to it.
don't say wife. Just
No.
kidding. Totally kidding,
No.
Rachel.
Uh,
No, I do. I've got some things in my house that don't work that I just
Yeah.
don't want to get rid of it yet. Because maybe one day I'll find time.
Yeah.
One day I'll find time to work on it or fix it.
Yeah, the survey mentioned that things that we keep that we're never going to use,
Yeah.
old clothing, seasonal items such as beach chairs, decorations for like Christmas and things,
Yeah.
And footwear make up most of the clutter.
Yeah.
Do you keep footwear that you're never going to wear?
I used to. I recently, when we moved, I purged. Dude, I had shoes. I mean, I
With
bet I
holes
had,
in the
I bet I had
bottom.
15 to 20 pairs of shoes. I'm like, oh, I'll just keep these crap shoes for cutting grass or for doing yard work or, just whatever. And then you got 9 pairs of cutting grass shoes and 2 pairs of shoes that you can
Yeah.
actually wear out
Yep.
somewhere. And it's like, okay, let's get rid of all this.
Yep. The study said the main reason that people hold on to unnecessary items is they think they'll end up needing it in the future,
Yeah,
which is true. Like, so for your grass cutting shoes, like eventually I'm going to use these.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I have some, I got some black on black Chuck Taylors, high tops, and some black on white ones.
Yeah.
I bet you I've worn them both twice in 10 years. They're still in the box.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why I have them.
My kids had at school, they had you know how you have like special days sometimes? They had a 90s day where they
Yeah.
had to dress like the 90s.
Oh.
So they were asking me, like, that's when I was in high school
Yeah.
and things. And so I was like, hey, you should wear these shoes. And they're like,
Right.
no, we're not going to wear those. Like, no, those are my shoes. I played basketball with them in the 90s.
Yeah.
I still wear them if I go play basketball, which is rare. But they're from the 90s. Like, so
Yeah.
you can actually wear 90s shoes.
Yep. Huh. Well, if they ever need a size 11 Chuck Taylors,
Yeah.
I got them.
Okay. I'll let you know.
Thanks.
So the other thing that this study I was reading, it talked about that they surveyed not a large number, but 32 middle class dual income families.
Okay.
So 32 families. And they went and kind of studied like the ones that had a lot of clutter.
Yeah.
And the scientists examined the amount of their stuff and
How do you
found
sign up for that study?
that women in these homes who are cluttered, they have a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
They tend to be less happy with their marriage. They feel ineffectual. They get depressed throughout the day, and they have greater fatigue in the evenings
Really?
from their houses being overly cluttered and having too much stuff. And then the other part of this I found that's really convicting for me, and maybe some other guys can relate. It said the study also found that those that have unfinished home projects fall into the same category of feeling that way.
Wow. Okay.
You have any unfinished home projects?
Just like one little one. But
Little to you.
that's so. Yeah, we always wanted to have a Dutch door.
Yeah.
Like where the top opens or the bottom opens, or I don't know what you call them, but anyway. So we cut a door in half the other day.
Yeah.
And made a Dutch door, and I guess got like one little piece of trim left to do on the bottom, but I just haven't finished it yet.
Yeah.
You got home projects?
I always have home projects that are
Okay.
unfinished. Yeah, it's a stressor around our house.
Oh, yeah,
Let's
we're
not talk about it. Let's move on.
We're gonna have to get you to work on those
Yeah,
projects.
well, let's move on.
Okay.
So, I don't want to bring those up. The thing about it is that we keep all this stuff, and I
Yeah.
think what the Solomon here is telling us that hey, you keep acquiring things, but you're not going to take it with you.
Right.
Because the whole premise of what we're seeing in this chapter is, hey, there's a time to die. Like
Yeah.
we saw that already. There's a time to die. You can't take things with you. So there's something greater that you should be trying to get other than stuff.
Yeah.
So it reminds me of there's a parable in Matthew chapter 13. It talks about a guy who he knows there's this treasure in a field, and he sells everything he has to go buy this field
Right.
because he knows there's this treasure buried.
Yeah.
And so to me, that's how I kind of relate this verse to it is that, hey, there's something better than having all these things of this world.
Yeah.
So he's willing to let go of all his possessions to go buy this field so that he can get this treasure. Which for us, we would say, as Christians, I'm willing to let go of everything I have in order to take hold of Christ.
Right.
Because that's the best. And then when it comes time to die, I go spend eternity with him.
Yeah.
So I should be willing to let go of everything here. So to me, that parable kind of helps me interpret this verse.
Yeah.
Looks like you have something to say.
I don't.
don't?
I'm
Okay.
trying. I just,
But I wrote down a few things on this
Yeah.
today. Like,
I'm just trying to think of the clutter that I have now.
oh, you're still thinking about that?
I've got some stuff that
Yeah.
I just need to get rid of.
Yeah. Do you keep stuff because
I'm
like,
going
I
to
was
use
trying
it one day.
Yeah, you're going to use it
Yeah.
one day, and some of it for me is a sense of pride. So even like I used to have a car that I kept forever.
Yeah.
That broke down. I thought, but I know how to fix it. Or I had
Right.
several motorcycles that I kept in my garage. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to fix those one day. And
Aren't
so
you
it became
down to one motorcycle
I'm
right
down
now?
to one now.
What a loser.
I know, but it's a fast one.
We got to fix you.
But it was a sense of pride. Like I don't want to get rid of this stuff. One day I'm going to use it.
Yeah.
It's this stuff I can't take with me.
Yep.
So.
I get that.
But this verse helps me think through it that I'll happily let go of everything else here on earth
Right.
to take hold of that treasure and that treasure alone.
Yep.
And so that's when I think of like a time to gather things. There is a time to gather things, but a time to gather things that matter for the kingdom or important things.
Yep.
Not just the things of this world. So
Yeah, I like it.
you have anything to add to that, or you want me to keep going? Because I can keep going on.
Oh, yeah,
this.
just keep on going.
Keep on going.
Yeah.
Okay. So here's where I came at is that as Christians, we need a kingdom mindset.
Yeah.
So how do we apply that to even the things we buy here? So I'll make it pretty convicting for you and I.
All right, go ahead.
So like I was looking at new guns today.
Really?
Yeah,
Did you find anything good?
I did.
Okay.
See, I don't have a 22 pistol.
Oh, I got a broken one. I'll sell you.
Do you? You're gonna fix that one
I'm
day?
going to fix it one
Yeah.
day.
So I thought my daughter's been wanting to shoot, and I thought it'd be fun just to have because it's cheap to shoot.
Yeah,
you can get
right.
ammo for it. So I was looking at some today. Then I
Yeah.
thought, but do I really? And then what happens to me is I start looking at it, and it's like, okay, there's some cheaper models. But then
Yeah.
Glock came out with one a couple years ago.
Right.
I really like Glocks. I thought
Yeah.
maybe I should spend the extra money and get the Glock.
Yeah,
'cause-
Austrians make two really good things in this world, Red Bull and Glock.
Red Bull and Glock.
You know?
So I kept thinking I need this, but
Yeah.
then, and it's not that you shouldn't buy things,
Right.
but then there needs to be a kingdom mindset. Like, how much stuff do I actually need?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to take it with me. And am I investing in the kingdom, or am I going to find myself a gun safe?
You might take it with you. I am younger than you, and
Well,
I'll be your friend.
You'll take it.
I'll send it with you.
Just bury me with that.
Your rod and your staff changes a little bit when it's
Does
your
it?
rod and your Glock.
Anyways, I thought guns we could relate to, but it could
Yep.
be anything,
Right.
right? And it could just be junk you hold on to.
Did you buy the Glock? Because I've been wanting to shoot one. The
Not yet.
22.
Not yet.
Okay.
I got to find one in stock someplace.
Oh,
and
yeah.
order
Good
it.
luck with that.
Yeah. I'll start praying about it.
Yeah.
But looking for a kingdom perspective. So
Yeah.
I think what we need to have. So
Right.
asking myself, am I investing in the kingdom?
Yeah.
Am I trying to gather things just here on earth? Or am I trying to look at, hey, only God can truly satisfy? Because what happens is that guy knew when he's buying that field that treasure is going to bring true satisfaction. So here on earth, that all these things, like even if I get that new Glock,
Doesn't matter.
6 months down the road, I'm going to send you a text like, hey man, look at this new gun. Like
Yeah.
I need to get this.
Yeah.
Right? Think it brings some type of satisfaction, and it's not.
Right.
And so
It brings like instant gratification,
It
but it
does.
doesn't bring long-term satisfaction.
yeah, like you get that new car and it smells great.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Until the new car smells gone.
And then it's
you
like,
know?
I need a new one. So
Right.
that's what my truck, like I've been really excited with it. It got hit on Sunday,
Oh, man.
and now I'm ready for a new one.
Isn't that terrible?
I'm blaming you.
I drove, so the whole way home that day, I drove and I looked at every white vehicle that I saw
Yeah.
in Beech Grove because I thought I was going to find one that backed into
So
you.
here's what happened. Nick and I, after church, he's like, hey, you want to go get some lunch? Like, sure,
Yeah.
let's go grab some wings. So
Yeah, so we got some wings.
went over to a local place. I backed in, and I made sure I backed really far in so I
Right.
wasn't hanging out.
Yeah.
We were in there a while, a couple hours.
I think some idiot tried to back into the spot next to you
Yeah.
and missed it.
Hit my front of my truck,
Yeah.
and we came out, and it was got it pretty good. Like
It
it
smashed up pretty decent.
smashed up. Yep.
White paint all over it,
Yeah.
all over a black truck, you know.
We went. I went driving around looking for some white vehicles.
Yeah.
Too. Didn't find any. But
Okay.
anyways, I was saying,
Yeah.
I was telling Karen on the way home. It's like, now that my truck's wrecked,
Can I give it to one of the kids and I can go buy a new one?
we have a daughter that's going to need a vehicle soon.
Right.
This will be safe for her. It's time for a new one.
Right. How'd that go?
I'm still driving the same truck.
Gotcha.
I'm going to be driving that truck next 20 years.
Okay.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kingdom. Right.
Right.
So back to that. That's where we keep going back to.
Yep.
So he is better than anything this world has to offer.
Yeah.
And I think just trying to grasp that
Yep.
we'll always be left empty if we're going after things in this world.
Yep.
Which kind of goes back to the overall theme to what we're saying here in this book in Ecclesiastes, that Solomon's saying, hey, I had everything.
Yeah.
All the money, and I think you mentioned all the nice chariots or something a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I think, all of the,
You said women in chariots.
Yeah,
or
I think the
something.
women that ride in the
okay.
chariots, yeah.
But just on the chariots, you had the nicest chariots.
Yeah.
It's like the chariots don't bring satisfaction.
it's like the chariots with spinners.
Yeah,
you
the
know.
chariots of spinners. So the Ford F-150 Raptor that I want to get next.
Yeah.
That's not happening. It's not going to bring
It's
satisfaction.
not happening yet.
Not happening yet.
And it will probably bring satisfaction for longer than a normal Ford,
Mm-hmm.
you know.
I'll probably get it like in 20 years. I'll get a 2020 model or something.
Right.
So yeah.
Good, because I was kind of on the same plan.
Okay,
We'll get
yeah.
matching ones.
Yeah. So, but the kingdom's what brings it. So
Yep.
I think what I've learned today, maybe encourage you guys with, is this, like, look at your life and really ask, like, when you're acquiring things, ask yourself the question, like, am I working towards the kingdom?
Right.
And maybe read that parable there, Matthew chapter 13.
Yeah.
Of, are you grasping hold of Christ and Him alone, or are you really trying to find satisfaction with things here in this world?
Yep.
So, yeah, this has been,
And
I've
it's-
enjoyed
and
working
not
through
that
this.
it's not okay to get new things.
No.
But, just keep that in check.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be the newest, the latest, the greatest, all the time. Ask yourself, is there something different that you could be doing with your time, your money, your resources that would have a kingdom impact versus a little bit of instant gratification for yourself?
Yeah, I think a good way to keep that in check is, one is pray about it.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, like, talk to some of your buddies who are spiritually minded and
Yep.
see what they think about it. Because
Yeah.
I don't want to, like, throw out specific things on this, because I think everyone's life's different.
Oh, yeah.
Things, but I think if you're praying about it, seeking wisdom, and if you're asking some other people who are walking with Jesus
Yeah.
to give some input into it.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Anything else today?
No, I think we did pretty good today.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I think you did good too, Nick.
Thanks, man.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. We plan on doing a great job next week too.
See you guys.